Okie dokie. What the hell was I doing on this mission? I guess the first thing I want to do is immediately go over and check a few things. There was a medic team leader. I'm gonna give him medic perms, but I'm not gonna change his kit. It's like, alright, if he has the perms, cool, whatever. If not, c'est la vie. Next thing I want to do is check how many people are actually in that vehicle. Can it fit 3? Because I can't remember. Yeah, but I think it can only fit 3. Yeah, alright. So, AKA, there's no respawn vehicle. But theoretically, that should always be able to do triple R, and then vehicle crews just have to go in or out. And I basically need to decide now where I want to put custom AOs, if at all. What I'm honestly thinking is I keep this simple. We do 3 different objectives. We mark them, and then we build, you know, a handful of hard points in the AO. Something that'll take about an hour to dev, and then I spend the next 45 minutes working on Karma's stuff. But otherwise, how you doing, Daz Daz, WBBB Beast, Rakaneko, and Queen Faye? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Alright, first and foremost... Do I have 2 down? No, I don't. Okay. Let's start fortifying an actual position here. Those are... okay. Alright, right off the bat I see a red mark down, which means my Zeus coefficient isn't down. I think I also wanted to give... yeah, there's a few things I wanted to do with these kits. I wanted to give them all drone terminals, and then I wanted to manage... yeah, okay, no, that's all set. Cool. Then I need to put a high command slot down. And that shouldn't be an app, colon, that needs to be that. And then I mark that as the player module. What did I want to do for that? We can definitely have 2 Yavins down. And I will also give a scout vehicle. Now, you I want to keep at 90, and then these I'll bump up to 150. They've got mobile QR, yeah, no, mobile triple R, so that should be fine. We're doing, we'll bump it up to 8, actually. Now, these are scripted with 3CB, so they'll be randomized in terms of kit when they actually spawn in, so... with that, let's also, just in case anything goes wonky, aka the players accidentally free them because they're silly. Disable their move. That way they won't even turn and, you know, be awkward or whatnot. I'm gonna copy a second group of them. And then let's do 3 groups of 4 kind of tucked away. I think that should be good. And then the fun thing about hard points are... we'll pick maybe 5 or 6 buildings around this area and just fortify the hell out of them. We'll do about a squad's worth of garrison inside each building. And we'll see what the player base is capable of doing. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now we're going to want to move that aside. The civilian, or the insurgents I like to use is, for Middle Eastern stuff, I think it's the Takistani, because if we look in the individual They're the ones that have all of the different weapons. No, they're not. Damn it. I gotta find them again. I think it's then Middle Eastern insurgents. Yeah, so you have AKs, AK-74s, FN FALs, 38s, M70s, M84s, which is actually just a medium machine gun, and the PM63 SAV. Basically, a bunch of different types of AKs. It just gives that little bit of extra feel. I like it, okay? But you see, you have all these different rifleman groups. So I'm actually going to bump it up to 20, and then we're just going to group them all up, disable their attributes, and then make a decent garrison here. I'm going to keep them standing because prone AI can be a little wonky when we put them in CQC, and I don't want any bullshit, you know. So right off the bat, let's just see who I grab and what I'll actually need to, like, fortify and whatnot. Now, I usually don't like putting hostages in the line of fire, so I'll just put him right there. And now it's just a matter of putting units down wherever applicable. I'm going to have to make like a zone, quote-unquote, of where we suspect the hostages to be. We'll need a few guards along in that area. I'll need some RPG guys to pull security. And then we're definitely going to have like a massive amount of armor and whatnot per area. The concerning thing is going to be how they're going to get the hostages out of there, and that's going to be the real fun thing. Because they're going to have 3 or 4 tanks, they're going to have 2 squads of 6, a squad of 4, and a squad of 3. So they're going to be very limited on what they can and can't do with those. I think crews of 3 with 8 slots in for 3 tanks. That should give them 24 slots total. And then, what, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So they'll have 5 slots in the tanks. Unless we have more people show up and we can crew a 4th tank. But they'll probably have to use air to start ferrying the hostages one at a time. So that should be really interesting to see what they decide to do. But I'm giving them every bell and whistle for this scenario, so it shouldn't, in theory, be a problem. Of course, how many times have I said this in my Zeusing career, and that turns out to be the epiphany breaker, right?
Now. What we doing today?
Mountain Man, we're doing 2 mission devs. The first is today's training op. I thought I'd do the garrison work today before the operation, which is in, let's see, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 12, 12, 1, 2 to 3. 5.5 hours, and then the other thing is going to be Karma Cuts file for this weekend, which I'm probably not going to be here for, but they still expect me to make a file. So we're going to get that done. Now, I'm going to be honest, I could probably build some fancy sandbag entrenchments and everything on this map, but nah. That's my simple answer to that. Nah. Can't be bothered. Trick is going to be putting insurgents in various little areas there. And then, again, we'll pick a few hard points. I'll add a few statics. I do want AT teams, though, because that'll give me the RPG. And then what I want to do is simply give a template to this group. Path disabled, so they still look around. Then I copy. And then what I want to do, since I'll be copy and pasting that group, is we'll get some turrets around. A mix of 7.62, 50 cal, and we'll have some SPG-9s here and there as well. Again, with what we've got, this should be a very fast and loose operation, which is what the player base is a little more used to. But at the same time, it could get very, very messy very, very quickly, which, I mean, is fun. We definitely want to tuck the RPGs away. And then this is also not counting the garrison units I will put in. Or not the garrison, I'm putting the garrison right now. The patrol units I'll put in later. As well as we're probably going to have some armor out and about. Ah, dwarf, what are you angry about now? So I'm thinking 3 areas, and then we can dynamically spawn stuff, especially like tank platoons and whatnot. I think that'll be more than fair for what we're going for. I definitely need a ZU-23 position. I love how this feels like a mini runway that they've put, but we'll just turn it into an AA position. And then for that, I'm going to need some, yeah, we just throw some random vehicles down. Did that randomly spawn when I put the crew in? That's cute. I need 2 tow trucks. Probably no. Well, we can do an ammo Vic. I mean, that would make sense for what's there, so that could be one of them, and then we can do a recovery for the other. I mean, that's fine. And then this AO we can shrink down. Like, these will be the actual, like, HVIs are potentially in there. And then that, I'm going to switch to a border. And then we'll go from there. Alright, let's see. Second HVI position. If we want to keep things away from the airfield itself, we should probably put one up here somewhere. And the question becomes where? I am a bit of a fan of that position right there. And then before I work on the next one, I'm just going to pick the third one. That way I can put my civvies down. We can call it a day. So if we're doing there, then we could probably have something in downtown over here. Yeah, those aren't enterable. How you doing, Mustang? Something easier. But again, I want something that we can go into internally. Or I could just be an ass and pick that spot. Yeah. Just got off work, fair. I just started. I have a list of 21 things and they're growing. I've accomplished 6 or 7 of them. I'm hoping to get through 2 mission files right now. And then hopefully we can get through the rest of that list today. I'm just thinking timing-wise, like... what would be... the best call to make? Because I'm debating a 4th position, but at the same time, I should analyze what I'm doing with everything else and then see if it's going to be good enough to make another position. Oh, I could be cheeky. Yeah, F it. Because that is in the zone, therefore, by rule. a copy paste on their positioning. That's fine. Alright, I'm out and have a good one. Reddit's an ob website? Yeah, most forum places are. Yeah, that's included in the zone. Okay. So those are our zones. Let's now follow the rules we've made. More inside, we need some sort of AA site. That way we can lock down a vehicle rush of any type from the air. Then this one we should put more inland. And then we can have like one or two more in random areas, which would be smart. Alright, now we have to worry about boxed in AI. Make these a little bit tougher. Group them all together. Attribute. Set them to perma standing. Disable their pathing so they don't break the garrison I set for them. And now we just start placing. I don't think I've ever used the map Green Sea. The name doesn't ring a bell. That doesn't mean I haven't used it, it just means I don't remember, but if I don't remember, then there's nothing substantial I have to say about it. That being said, again, I probably haven't used it, because I feel like I would remember that name, but, you know. Sometimes my brain go burr. There's no easy way to put it. Otherwise, I will do my best to keep up with chat right now. I'm just a little bit busy. Yeah, I really hope we don't have, like, some HE shot go into the zone. I'm going to specify that's like, hey, like, in the red zones, guys, make sure we're not using excessive HE, because you can and will blow the hostages away, and I'll laugh at you, but, you know. God. I need to do a revision, though, to last week's mission file. I marked them all down as 1 point. That was wrong. They should have all gotten 2. I will be doing that when I do, if not during when I'm doing the input of the training op doc for this map, or this mission, excuse me, then I'll be doing it earlier. I'm a little worried about this rooftop, though, because the AI aren't having a, okay, they are, so why is he not? Is it because of that little texture right there? Yeah, alright, well, hopefully he won't fall through there. That would be kind of funny, but also bad, because that's a bit janky. And what I'm thinking is, after we do the internal garrison work for these spots, we'll start going around and making more hard points. Technically, their orientation doesn't matter because they're all going to be reset to where the squad leader's facing anyway. I just do that as a bit of a fallacy, but for the sake of saving time, I don't actually really need to do that. Fun fact. It just helps my brain orient everything. It's Cherno, Everon, and one other map. I mean, if it's standard Cherno and Electro, I mean, that's... That's standard Cherno and Electro for you. It's basically a cup pack then. With whatever crazy thing they have in it to warrant giving it its own add-on. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Cherno, Electro, Takistan, all of the cup maps right now are outdated, alright? They haven't been for a while, alright, because of how janky other things have been, but in 2024, all of the OG Arma 2 maps and Arma 1 ported maps, I would say, are outdated. I mean, you have an official Malden map now, Malden 2035. Cherno has like 4 or 5 different versions of it, depending on where you're looking. They have a World War II equivalent in, what is it, the CSA 38 mod, or the, it's either in that mod or the Northern Fronts mod. I think it's Northern Fronts, actually. It's got Cherno 2035, which is literally a DayZ version of the ported map, which has interiors for buildings. It's got the Cherno Redux map. Like, there's so many different takes on Cherno now. So, using OG Cherno, the only reason you would do that is to either replace all the buildings on the map with your own for like a 40k gig, or you just hate your player base. Like, I guess the only other thing I can think of is if you want to save on frames, and again, you're focusing on like a sci-fi and making your own base and whatnot, then by all means, that's the best choice, rather than going for a more compact custom map. So, hats off to you there at that point. But again, that's going to be more work for you. I digress, though. Takistan, same deal. I mean, it's desert maps. There's actually a bunch of them. And then there's still the older ones like Afghan Village, Baghdad here is a ported one. I mean, there's still a lot you can utilize, but I mean, there's multiple renditions of Fallujah, for example. There's a lot of maps that you can still use compared to Takistan. Takistan is nice, though, because it has a lot of buildings you can still garrison in. It's just, once that one gets bland, you know, there's plenty of other things you can use instead. Now, that's just my 2 cents, but I'm sure other people will disagree with me. The old Arma 1 ported maps, like Everon and stuff, again, the only reason I used them in the past was either because I wanted to do something very, very basic for a player base, or I just changed all the textures on the map to other things. That's it. Like, there's so many other better choices these days. You literally Google Arma 3 terrain compositions, and you'll find both a Steam list and a forum to the Bohemia official forums, a thread there, and they're both very, very well up to date. And they still don't have every single map. You can literally also just look on your own on the Steam Workshop, and you'll find stuff that those places don't even cover. So there are a lot of choices. You are definitely spoiled for choice. But I mean, that just goes to the age-old question of Arma 3 itself, in the sense of the more you look for what you want, the more you will get out of it. So I implore you, just go look, and you'll find what you need. And if you can't find what you need, just go contact, you know, one of the frickin' modelers or modders or anything in this game, and they will be willing to at least help you out or give you the resources. If not, do it for a fee. Go nuts. But there's plenty of people in the world right now that are way too lazy to do anything. I mean, I fall into that category sometimes. I mean, yesterday and the day before, I couldn't even get out of frickin' bed for half the damn day. Brain was going brr, and that's okay. It happens to the best of us. But you still gotta eventually wake up and get shit done. Is that a... that is a PKT. It looks partially like a frickin' 240 from the top angle, and I'm like, what? But nah, that's fine. I want to do a second SPG-9. Hachu, thank you, Silent. I appreciate it. If anyone knows who Lizard is, let me know. I I gotta find them. Because I owe them lunch money. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. Kujari, that's a good map. Will say, though, it's very easy to overplay it. You know what map I am sick of right now? Samava. Every freaking community. I have not touched it in my community once. I thought about maybe after Pog finishes with the Zagorsk map, we move to that one, because by then maybe everyone else will stop touching it. But, like, every PvP community I have worked with, even TBD and shit, have used that map at least once. If not much more than once, and it's like, alright, I get it.
Liru, I am back watching you again.
Shaq and Sean, 71, thanks for the 7-month resub. I remember you vaguely from... Has it been a year? I feel like it's been a year. Might have been less, might have been a bit more, but nonetheless, that's what my fuzzy little brain remembers. Nonetheless, hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But my god, I am sick of seeing Samava. Nothing against anyone. Samava is a great map. There's clearly been a lot of work that went into it. I love the map design. It's just once you've covered like 20 PvP scenarios on that damn map, you're just kind of like Plankton in that one scene from SpongeBob of, all right, I get it. I get it. Please. If you make me cover this map again, I swear to God. It's enough. It's more than enough. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to put a bunch of T-55s down because this is an armor op and I want there to be... Well, we can do T-55s and 34s. Let's do 3 34s and 2 55s. We just got to find the right faction. Wow, thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate it. Shocking. I'm alright. I just try to keep it real. Let's see. I need an insurgency piece. I could use Desert Militia, but... actually, no. I mean, groups like Boko Harambe. It's Boko Haram, but I call them that because it's funny. No, that's not enough. We need more. That's CSAT, Liru. I know. I just thought it would be funny. Okay. Let's do 1 AA vehicle. Let's put 2 BMP-1s down. Let's have 2 BTR-60s down. And an MTLB with a PKT would also be nice.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Why do I keep doing this to myself?
I don't know, Zeno. You forgot to remember to forget, I guess. But, you know, that's on you, buddy. Regardless, thanks for the 44-month resub. For those of you who don't know Zeno, he was literally the first guy with me when I picked up Arma 3 in 2016, back when we had the Luton days. Whew. Those were some times. But nonetheless, hope you keep enjoying everything, Zeno. Maybe I can see you in my ops one day. Like that's ever gonna happen. Otherwise, hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So yeah, I'm basically 360 covering this AO because I have no idea what side the player base is going to engage it from. So I'm just putting everything down, leaving them as, you know, can go wherever they want, and calling it a day. If you didn't work third shifts, that's fair. I'm going to be opening up some weekend slots, too. Not sure how long they're going to last. I'm going to shoot for at least 2 to 3 weeks before, you know, I might have to completely change my schedule again. But, you know, c'est la vie. Then we're going to put an Overwatch tank way over here. Try to hide it from air. Speaking of air, there's our triple AVIC. And then I think everything else we're just going to do in, I want to say squads that will just have spawned in, but at the same time, who knows?
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
But again, it's really hard to template ambushes when you give the player base an exact, like, open border of the map and go, hey, you can go wherever you want. Just note, there might be bad guys that come out of vehicles that want to, or buildings that want to kill you, because you're not supposed to be here. You can take that as a hint if you want, or it can just be a suggestion. Alright. Going into the mission now, just making sure it has all the SQFs it needs, blah, blah, blah. Why are there BAK files in there? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm not gonna question it. Yeah, what is a BAK file? I think that just means that something weird happened when I unpacked that file. Or it's a virus. Great. Awesome. Whatever. Yeah, it would be important to set this. Oh, are my add-ons also bugged? Yep. Let me go open something. Yeah, it sounds like a bad decompression, exactly. You built the killdozers. Your Sundays are pretty free. Yeah, that's a day I gotta put some stuff on. Let's go ahead and bump into here since that has our latest files, and we'll see how things go. Yeah, Zeno, we just have to use Titans for what? 2 weeks, 3 weeks before Luton bans them? What a month that was to play the game. I thought Luton was a pretty chill guy. Yeah. Yeah, that was a lie. Anyway. God, 2016 was now 8 years ago. Fuck. Fuck. Yeah, no, we literally made him ban Titan launchers back in the day because he said we're allowed to do whatever we want. And I went around and no one wanted a new guy in their squad. Zeno was in the same boat. So I'm like, how about you and me? We'll just take an LR, we'll report in as this one asset, and then Ground can task us accordingly. If not, I mean, I just told Ground, hey, this is what we're doing. If you need us, let us know. And then we just went to hills and sniped things with AT and kept going. Literally went on a hill, destroyed 3 vehicles, mounted back up in the car, drove to another hill. Previous hill got mortared. Rinse and repeat. I do remember the funniest thing was we went ahead of a player, the main player base. We said that we were going to that hill. We then said we were going to fire from that hill. They said okay. And then as we were driving away from the hill, the main player base was going up to that hill. And then that hill got mortared because they took missile fire from that hill. And I'm like, yeah, Yeah, it's funny. Anyway. Yep, so those are the tank platoons, air, then you got the fire squads. I didn't name the medic team. Ah, Sunday you can't sleep. Oof, I feel that, buddy. So it's about 10 o'clock. And then we gotta hit up Karma's file, which should be an easy one. That's gonna be multi-part, but yeah, no, this is... I love it. Scroll out. Where's the map? Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. And I'll be throwing stuff at him anyway. Alright, let's go ahead, look at the AO, make sure nothing's ungarrisoning, blah, blah, blah. Make sure the randomization script worked for the civs. It did. Cool. One over here, don't see anything running around. Over here, don't see anything running around. Again, I'll be adding patrols through Zeus. I'm just not going to add them until I know which one they're going for when. I could do end key templating, but we already have the modules down, so I can just look at those and verify them, blah, blah, blah. Let's make sure respawn works. I forgot the checkbox. Good thing I tested. Hey, Lamel. Pesky fucking checkbox. Alright, a few things we gotta do. Number one... Wait, you're named as medic team. The hell? Did I run out of text? Does it only let you put in so many letters before it yells at you? No, they're grouped to you. Why are they grouped to you? What the fuck? No. Bad. Group to him. And then settings, multiplayer, checkbox. Vehicle respawn, vehicle respawn. Wow, I mean, I set those to 300. Let's set those to 120. Because this is a big map, and they're going to need those assets back anyhow. All the tanks should be set to 90. Drones, I have a 150, and that little... The little guy is set to 90. I'm going to set him to 60. He's adorable. He's so adorable. Yeah. Let me check the inventory as well, these real quick. Not that it'll matter if they get respawned, because that isn't viable, but yeah, no. That should be good, I think. Yeah, alright. Now it's in Zeus, so we're good. Alright, that mission file's done. Now we're gonna move on to the second mission file I gotta build today.